Hi everyone, Cremnlin here for the Techies, bringing you the first of many installations to our brand new segment called History of Gaming. In this series, we're going to be going over the most influential characters, games, and companies in the video game universe. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the classic arcade game called Snake. Unless you've been living under a rock the past 30 years, you know what I'm talking about when I say Snake. And unless you've lived under a boulder the last 30 years, you've probably seen this game, even if you don't recognize the name. The principle of this game is very simple. You're a snake, and you're crawling around endlessly trying to eat the food, while staying away from the walls and staying away from your own ever-expanding tail. Pretty much all versions of this game, and believe me, there are plenty, have the same principle, and the only thing that's advanced is the graphics and the controls, nothing else. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's look at where this all began. This game, like many early classics, has its roots in the arcades of the 70s. It was first released to the public in 1976 by a company called Cremnlin under the name of Blockade. 2 years later, it entered the world of computers with the release of Worms for the microcomputer TS-80. From there, the game spread to nearly all personal computers and adopted its lasting name of Snake. As there was no one single owner of the game, versions of it were created for nearly all major consoles, and that is mainly the reason why it's so widely recognized to this day. Apart from being played on video game consoles, the game was also adopted by the cell phone company Nokia in 1998 as a preset games for many of their cell phones. Also beginning in the late 90s, versions of the game were created with programs like Flash and released onto the internet. This allowed for younger generations to reach the game, and is now more popular than ever on sites such as Facebook and Newgrounds. With so many outlets for the Snake franchise, if I may call it that, the game entered the collective conscience of our society. Although Snake was never an established trademark and it was never advertised by any one company, the game is still remembered to this day with fondness and is still played by the younger generation. There's no doubt in my mind that this classic will continue to be reintroduced and remade and will continue to be played by many. So, that's the basic history of Snake. Join us in the near future for the next installment of History of Gaming. Thank you, this has been Cremlin for the Techies. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.